Shadow of the Tomb Raider is the latest game in the Tomb Raider franchise. It's the third one in this recent reboot series after the Tomb Raider of 2013 and Rise of the Tomb Raider, and we pick up once again with Lara Croft, who is once again trying to stop Trinity from doing some bad things. This time she's trying to stop them from bringing on some kind of Mayan apocalypse. Now, I loved the first two Tomb Raider games, so I was really excited for Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and I'm very happy to say that Shadow of the Tomb Raider is another solid Tomb Raider adventure. Let's get the obvious positive out the way first. The graphics are outstanding. The level of detail in the jungles, the mountains, the cliffs, everything just looks sick real, and it just makes you really feel like you're on this adventure in this other country. It's just awesome looking. Shadow of the Tomb Raider doesn't add anything extraordinarily new to the series. It doesn't add a whole lot of new elements, but the elements that are here are still really well done. The gameplay is pretty much how you remembered it from the first one. You're sneaking around areas, you're taking guys out, bow and arrow to the head, you're sneaking through the grass, stealth takedowns galore. There are some new things that you can do in those stealth areas, like there's this one takedown you can do where you're on the tree branch and you just jump out from the tree and slit a guy's throat, kind of like a John Rambo kind of move. That was pretty cool. There are some areas where you can cover yourself in mud and hide against a wall, and you can just like blend into the background, and when the guy comes out you jump and slit his throat again. There are these new kinds of arrows you can shoot at enemies that have hallucinogens on the end that drive the enemies crazy. They start seeing things and shooting the other enemies for you. There's also some new ways to traverse the land as well, like you can rappel down from certain surfaces and you can grapple whip across some big gaps, like pretty much Indiana Jones's whip. You can just and just swing across a massive abyss. These new gameplay elements were neat, but I felt like you didn't get a chance to do them enough. It's kind of like the developers were like, hey, here's a new element we've added to the game, okay, you're done with that now, carry on, hope you enjoyed it. So that was a bit of a bummer, but the gameplay is still really solid. I had no problems controlling it whatsoever. If you enjoyed the first two games, you're going to jump right into this game and you're just going to pick it up straight away and you're just going to be on your adventure. It's pretty much the same controls as the first two games, the same mechanics as the first two games. It plays pretty much the exact same as the first two games, and on one hand I have no problem with them not changing it up because the gameplay from the first two games was amazing, but on the other hand I do kind of wish they did more new stuff with it and add more new mechanics. Bit of a conundrum I find myself in, but I still enjoyed the gameplay, so that's all that matters. The puzzles are back once again, and they're actually quite challenging in this game. There's quite a few of them where I was spending many minutes trying to figure out what the hell to do. They were quite the head scratchers, and just like the first two games, there are some scenes where everything is just getting destroyed around you and you're still playing through it, kind of like in Uncharted, and these scenes where you're jumping through catastrophes, narrowly escaping death are really awesome, badass to play through, and very exciting. Now, the thing that I love the most about these games, like the Tomb Raider games and the Uncharted games, are the adventure aspect. You know, exploring underground caves, tombs and crypts, searching for hidden cities and civilizations, and as expected, Shadow of the Tomb Raider has plenty of that adventure vibe. Every time I went into a tomb and came out the other side to see like a giant hidden temple or a city, I was both gobsmacked by the scale of it and wowed by the adventure tone that it evokes. The mythology surrounding the thing that Lara is looking for in this game is once again very interesting. I liked hearing her discover more about it with the whole background about the Mayans, but I think I do prefer the mythology in the previous two games over the mythology in this game. I just didn't find it as memorable in this game, and towards the end of the story it got a little bit hard to follow. Like with the last two games, I remember Yamatai and I remember Himiko the Sun Queen, I remember the Prophet and all that stuff. Shadow of the Tomb Raider couldn't really recite much about the mythology, to be honest. The story of the game itself, again, like the gameplay and the mechanics, it isn't really super new for the Tomb Raider series. It's a pretty standard Tomb Raider plot actually. Some bad guys are looking for something ancient, be it a lost city or an artifact. So Lara Croft has got to follow the clues, stay one step ahead and stop the bad guys from getting their hands on whatever ancient thing it is they're looking for. And there are some other story beats in there that have been done in lots of other treasure hunting adventure games and films before, so don't expect the game to go to new territory narratively speaking. They hyped this game up as being like the defining chapter of the Tomb Raider franchise, like this is the one where Lara Croft becomes the Tomb Raider we all know and love her for. But it plays out and ends like any other Tomb Raider game, so it doesn't necessarily feel like the defining chapter that they want it to feel like. And in the credits they show concept art from the first two games and they try and make it feel like this big finale, but it just didn't have a lot of finality feel to it for me. I feel like I'm coming across pretty negative, but I must emphasize I really did enjoy Shadow of the Tomb Raider. It was a solid adventure with great adventure vibes with the tomb raiding and exploring the caves and hidden cities. Fun gameplay, good story, some good character moments as well, like there's some scenes where Lara Croft's breaking down at whatever's going on. It was some pretty effective stuff from a character perspective. I didn't like it as much as Rise of the Tomb Raider or the 2013 Tomb Raider, but it's still a solid addition to the franchise that I enjoy playing, so in the end I'm going to give Shadow of the Tomb Raider a 4 out of 5. So have you guys played Shadow of the Tomb Raider? What did you think about it? And which of the recent 3 Tomb Raider games has been your favourite? My favourite of the 3 is Rise of the Tomb Raider. Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below, and if you want to see more of my stuff, click on one of these in a second, and I'll see you all next time.